Hey guys, hey! So I am thinking, uh, I'm thinking of going outside. I'm not sure where, but I thought it stopped raining. I mean, it's the summertime. It's pretty warm, but it keeps on like raining a little bit every now and then. Yeah, it's weird like that. But now it stopped raining. It looks nicer. Of course, I'll carry an umbrella just in case it starts again. So I don't know. I just feel like going outside, but I don't know to do what. And um, this lipstick color I'm starting to like because I've always been a red or pink lipstick kind of girl. You can check out my vlogs or like photos or like style on Instagram if you're into that kind of thing. I'll just write my handle on the video. And so I'm starting to like love the earth colors, the earthy colors, the browns. I think I'm maturing, not so much pink anymore, but I still do the shine because once a lip gloss girl, always a lip gloss girl. I love matte lipstick, but like the shine, baby, the shine. Yeah. Nothing like a good shine. So these three are going into my little bag. And on my last video, I said that if you're interested in knowing what happened in Zanzibar, Tanzania, then I will DM me on my Instagram and I will make a video about it. And a couple of you did DM me and ask, so what's up? What happened there? Because I was talking about spirituality and I was saying that there's a physical world and a spiritual world. But first, let's go outside and see what the day has for us, and then we can come back and talk about that. Let's go. I have to admit that today my style is a little bit corny. Let me show you what I mean. So, whoops, I just dropped a rock, I guess. So, I have this bag and then I matched it with like animal print shoes because the bag is animal print. And that's what I normally call machi machi poo poo. And yeah, today I'm all machi machi poo poo myself, but I don't care because I'm just in the neighborhood. I don't plan on doing anything major. Beautiful day. I just thought, let's go have a glass of wine. Who do I mean? You and I. Who else? Let's go. So these guys paid for my bill. I went up to this man and I told him, hey, you look like someone on TV, because there's a show in Austria where a guy really looks like him and he was laughing his head off. Just look for yourselves, guys. I think I found doppelgangers. Don't they like really look alike? The TV guy and then the guy at the bar. They literally even had the same shirt style. Look at their shirts. Isn't that so cute? So I walked up to him and I'm like, "Are you the guy from?" Because the show is called Barris Ferraris, and sometimes I watch it, and it's an Austrian TV show, or it could be German. I mean, in both countries, we watch shows from both countries, from Austria and from Germany. And he started laughing. He said, "No, that's not him." And so he decided to settle my bill, which was very nice of him. So I've just drunk and eaten for free. Call me Princess of Chip. I never pay for anything if I don't have to. And that's because I come from a tribe of Kenya that is known to be very, 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 very careful with money. And that was nice of him. And I think that's one of the things that I love about Austria. They're still very village minded. I mean, away from Vienna. A lot of these small towns still have a very small town mentality, and the reason even why Vienna is like, sorry, I hope you can still hear me, I'm trying to cross. The reason, oh, stop your car. The reason why Vienna is like still very modern and progressive is because it used to be the capital of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and then as Austria kept losing wars, Vienna became the capital city of Austria, but it was like almost too big. It was almost too big for Austria, and so it's kind of like out of place. I just saw someone I know, and he's like giving me the evil eye. I'm not gonna say hi. He thinks I'm going to go there and say hi to him. Oopala.
All my time I'm waiting you to answer the phone. Nothing seems to happen, but the last stage is gone. I hope somewhere your voice promises less and us more.
But anyways, I'm like really humbled by that couple who just decided to like take over my bill. They did not have to, but because they're like nice, conservative people who love their country, who love their culture and custom, they were like, "Wir uns und für sie," which basically is German for like for us and for her. And they were like pretty impressed that I speak their language quite fluently. Oh, the place where I'm headed to looks like it's closed, so I have to look. Yeah, it looks like it's closed. Maybe I have to go to a different place. Schauen wir mal. Schauen wir mal. Machi Machi Pupu. I told you today I'm all Machi Machi Pupu. I have the animal points. Oh, it's open. It's open. It's open. Let's go. I mean, I still don't have professional equipment for YouTube, so I still don't know where to look. But like, as long as you can see me. Hey guys, I just want to apologize in advance. If you hear some noise, it's my maid fighting the furniture. I mean, this woman will grab the vacuum cleaner, boom, but I'm like, calm down, it's okay, everything's fine, breathe in, breathe out. But let me close that door. I think she's done with that room, so we can talk without any Maria? I think she took out the trash, but she's somewhere. She'll be back with her drama. You'll hear her boom, 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 boom. I'm always like, just move things quietly. So I went to Zanzibar, Tanzania. Tanzania is a neighboring country to my country, Kenya. So there's no language barrier there because we speak Swahili, they speak Swahili. As a matter of fact, they speak a very official Swahili because in Kenya there's a dialect, what Americans call slang. We speak a lot of Sheng. So it's hard for them to understand us because every neighborhood in Kenya has its own dialect, its own Sheng. That's what we call it. And I don't know, we sound cooler. So basically, when Kenyans want Tanzanians to understand them, we have to talk a bit more official, like the official written Swahili, so they can understand us. But they also have their own Sheng, Tanzanian Sheng, especially in the big cities where young people have like, you know, their own cool slang. So we went down coast. I made my way there. First we met in Dubai. We had a couple of nights in Dubai and we actually thought of just going back to Europe and then maybe going to home, Kenya, the African continent, later that year. And then while in Kenya, we can just fly out to Tanzania, which is like a 2-hour flight or something like that, or you can even go by road if you want a long road trip. It's literally the next door country. And then we thought, no, let's just head out there because we had been looking forward to like going to the Indian Ocean, some of the best beaches that you will ever see in your life. And I say that having been everywhere and back. I've been to very many beaches everywhere on the globe, and I can tell you for sure the African coastline, you will not see anything like that. White sand beaches, just turquoise, blue and green clear waters, very nice, piece of paradise on earth. Now while there, I actually told this story. I've told it in the past on my Instagram and then I deleted it. And I don't know, sometimes I just, feel like deleting videos. And so I am retelling the story. So if you came from Instagram, you already know how the story goes. So first night we didn't really do anything. We were exhausted. We were mostly inside the villa. They showed us around, like just how everything works upstairs, downstairs, the numbers that go to the reception, and just the normal orientation. And then the second night we decided to the second day, I mean, we decided to like explore the area a little bit. Nice resorts, we walked around, and then we came back and we had a few drinks, nothing major, like one glass of wine, one beer after dinner. We were happy with the food that they made because it was like a place where there would be evening entertainment for guests from all the different villas. And we joined everybody there for dinner, and then there would be entertainment like dancers or like that kind. There was a very pretty singer there. I requested a Sade song and she sang it for me, and yeah, and some very dancers and very talented people just entertaining guests. And then we retired to bed, my man and I. And while we were sleeping, so our bed was facing, let's say this is the bed, it's facing this way. I'm sleeping nearest to the window, but it's like a window. It's not like one side is glass, right? It's not really a window, it's a wall of glass, right? So you can open the whole thing and go out to the terrace and you can see the beach. Like while you're sleeping, the beach is right there, right? And so this glass wall, if you can call it that, I was the nearest one to it. And then my boo, he was on the right, nearest to the door, to like the normal door now. There was high security because downstairs there was an entrance to the villa, and the next villa an entrance, and there was always Maasai guards. So in Kenya we have the Maasai people, and they're also in Tanzania. And so we have Kenyan Tanzanians and Maasai Tanzanians. And if you know the history of Maasais, they are warriors. So they get a lot of jobs to guard places, whether they be places of business or like hotels, especially on the beach line. So there's no way someone came into the villa without passing that entrance where downstairs the Maasai guards are standing. And there was now the security company at the very front of the property. Like, it's a bunch of villas, and then, you know, the main resort area where like there's the reception and everything, they're guards. They're proper guard cars with guard dogs, you know, like a hotel style, right? And then this other exit, if you went, let's say someone was to argue, maybe whoever you saw came from this other side, it's not possible because it was only a garden with like a small entrance that led you into the kitchen area. You could hang your bikinis there, your clothes outside in the garden. But then it was also secured, like there were patrol cars there, and they would like it was also guarded, right? And then of course the beach lights. It was a very safe place. So I'm sleeping, and the bed had nets, right? Like the bed had nets where we are sleeping inside this bed, inside this nets. I'll try and put up an example of a picture so you get what I mean. And so I'm lying there, white boy is here snoring, and he's just there sleeping. And then I sort of like, you know, I don't have words because I think when something traumatic happens, I think your mind blocks that, because I don't even like think about it anymore. But now let me describe to you how it was. I was half asleep, half awake, sort of like sleep paralysis, where I can see a little bit. My eyes are kind of like a little bit opened. I can hear the beach going like that, you know, water. I can hear it. I can hear white boy snoring. And so I am sort of like awake but not, right? And I keep on slipping back to my sleep. I keep on going back to my dream because I was in the middle of a dream. But then I keep on coming back up and hearing my man breathe and snore, and hearing the beach. And at some point I could hear the footsteps of the patrol guys, whether it was the Maasais or the official security of the hotel, although the Maasais were also hired by the hotel, but they wore the Maasai attire, and they had the we call it in Swahili mkuki, the spear, and then there was the security guards with like actual weapons, right? So for the most part it was very quiet. So then I woke up a little bit more, but I was still in a sleep state. And the reason why I woke up is because now the movement was inside the villa. I could hear movement inside the villa. So I thought in my mind, I immediately thought it's a stray cat, probably jumped from the next villa or somewhere, from a tree somewhere, into the terrace, and is now moving around. That was the first thing I thought. It's a cat. But then I saw a hand, humanoid. But why I'm not saying human is because the shape was human-like, humanoid, but the presence was not human. I can't even explain that. I know it sounds cuckoo, bananas, crazy, but I knew as a human being, when another, like an alien being is there, there's a feeling you have. I don't know how to explain it. It was not human. And some might argue, yeah, you were dreaming. Okay, listen. So I saw, and when you know what you saw, you know what you saw. A human hand opened the net like that and looked down at us while we slept. Now, the blunder is that I could not see this thing's face because of the beach lights. The lights coming from the security cameras, those security cameras, and then lights, for protection. The beach lights, they were like right on this thing's face, making it hard for me to make out the features of the face. So, like, I am seeing that I can just remember what they were wearing: a very red shirt and very black pants, trousers. And I remember thinking, this is the blackest color I have ever seen. It was so black, like true black. It was very black pants. And I remember being so scared because of how dark those pants were. And then the red was like a very rich red, very like thick blood. And I could see that this thing had opened the net. And then I just called out to the name of Jesus, and I woke up and there was nothing there. There was absolutely nothing there. But now, this is the part where, before anybody dismisses and says you obviously dreamt it, sleep paralysis, this is the part where it did not make sense. We had to talk to someone. It's because when I woke up, white boy woke up, we both woke up at the same time. It wasn't that I scared him, he can corroborate the story. I did not scare him. We just coincidentally woke up at the same time. And I wondered, did he see it too? And he was like, where's the Maasai? He thought that one of the Maasais had entered the room. And then he was like, there was a Maasai here, right? And I was like, did you see it? He said, I didn't see it, but I felt there was a Maasai here. And he kept on he kept on pointing the front of the bed exactly where I had seen this bin. And I was like, white boy, forget a Maasai. There was a whole demon in the room. And he was like, what are you talking about? So he woke up and he just like, so here's a black woman and a white guy in the middle of Africa asking about Maasais and demons. I know some might laugh, but he woke up, he just switched on all the lights, and he was like, we have to call the reception. I'm like, yes, I think, because he's thinking rationally that there's a security breach, that one of these guards or one of these Maasais has entered our villa to rob us. He's a white guy. He's just thinking about it rationally. They're not very, especially in Europe, not very religious people. They have churches, some of the biggest churches that have been preserved from centuries past, but they're more like museums to them. They don't really have that culture of, like in Kenya, going to church every Sunday, praying at home, having a Bible. Like, I had to teach him how to pray. He believes in God. He does. And he's a really great guy. But then they're not raised like that. And so we started praying together before food, thanking God after food and before bed and that kind of thing. But for the most part, they don't grow up like that. They are conservative, by the way. Austria is very conservative, but when it comes to Christianity and religion, they are not like that. And we are still like that in Kenya. So I grew up like that, praying. And reading the Bible. He didn't even own a Bible. I should buy him one, actually, because we normally read mine, and I normally explain to him what the scriptures are trying to say and whatnot. And so he's thinking rationally that one of the guys has definitely entered our room, and he's calling the reception for them to have the head of security or someone representing the security team to come and meet with us downstairs. I'm grabbing my robe, looking for my Bible frantically in the room, going like, no, it was a demon. It was a demon. He was dressed in black and red. And he's looking at me like, And this guy comes and says it's not possible. He just, checks out the place, the property, and he says it's not possible that someone came in here, because the whole place would have gone everybody would have woken up, and he would have seen it in because of the alarm. He would have had it where they patrol, and they have a room, the control room, where they have people change shifts, and they monitor what's going on. And he said, however, for argument's sake, I can go check out the cameras. So they go and they check out the cameras. There was no one there. There was no one going into our property the last 30 minutes, last 1 hour. He saw us leaving dinner in the camera, coming home. There's nothing to back up what we both felt or what we both suspected. Nothing. I couldn't go back to sleep. I could not go back to sleep. So I asked this guy, are you Christian? And he's like, yes. And I'm like, do you mind if I just say a prayer before you leave? And so because he had come with like 2 girls from the reception, and him and me and my man. And I'm telling people, you all, let's hold hands. And I'm praying, and I'm rebuking the devil, and I'm calling out to the name of Jesus. Like, I am not having it, right? And he says, okay, cool, go back to bed, and just, you guys probably dreamt, and it's just a coincidence, but tomorrow you can be sure I will report it to management, and it'll be in written form. In case of anything, we can always just pull out the report. But he did his best to check out the cameras. There was nothing. I also saw that there was nothing in the cameras. So there's no arguing with logic. And also his boys, his patrol boys, checked out the whole property, in the toilet, under the beds, in the living room, here, there. There was no one in the property apart from, of course, me and my boo. So we went back, and I could not sleep. I mean, how do you sleep? How do you close your eyes and sleep? I could not sleep. So I decided, you know what? Let me just pour myself a drink and watch some TV. And white boy was trying to have sex. We are recovering from a demon attack. You're trying to get laid, because men, I swear, like I said, I posted this video before, and I said this on the other video, I think even in hell, men are asking Satan for a break, time out. Let me just go and get laid. I'll be back, and you can continue banning me. I honestly think these people ask for sex in any situation, anywhere. Like, men will shock you. I was like, are you serious? You're trying to touch me right now? Are you serious? The demon is probably still in the room. You want to summon it? What is this? And then he slept like a baby, because he's thinking about the situation rationally, that if the security guys don't see anything on the camera, and there's no one in the room, they looked, hell, I'm gonna sleep. So he slept like a baby. He was snoring in no time. But then in the morning, I told him, I'm not over this, because think about it. You felt there was a Maasai in the room. He was like, I was certain, I was positive, in front of that bed there was a Maasai. You didn't really see him, right? But he said, I knew it in, like he described it, like in a telepathic way. He knew there was someone there, and that's why he had woken up like he did. And he was surprised to see me waking up like that, because he thought I saw the Maasai. I'm like, I saw something in black and red. There was, you're not crazy, I'm not crazy. We both felt, and I saw something, and I couldn't make out the face. Okay, so because I wouldn't let this go, because I kept on saying no, the whole day, ruining his vacation with this story, we decided to talk to someone. So we asked, who's the local doctor? I needed someone who knows science, someone who has logic, rational understanding to make sense of this, right? Even though I'm a Christian and I know that there's a spirit world, I don't want to deal with it. Like, I want to imagine it's not there, right? I believe in angels, but then if you believe in angels, hello, there will be the other side of it, right? Demons, but you don't want to think about that, right? A lot of us Christians, if you're going to be honest, we would rather just not imagine that the other side exists. We decided to go to like a local clinic where there was a scientist, right? He's studied medicine, science. I want to make sense of this rationally, and I sat down and I told him. So he's sitting there, he's looking at me. My man is like, I think we only like dreamt it. I think we just coincidentally had the same dream or whatever. So he doesn't think we should be there. For him it's like he wants to go to the beach, right? Like whatever. But for me, for my sake, he's there. So the doctor guy starts to ask me questions that I think are irrelevant. I'm thinking, dude, did you hear what I just told you? I think I saw a demon. But then he starts to ask me irrelevant questions. At the time, I thought they were irrelevant, but he explained the relevance. He asked me, Elizabeth, so he asked me my name, my age, where I grew up, and then he asked me where we were before coming here. I said Dubai, and then he keeps on, he's checking it out with my man. So what I mean there is that every single thing I told him, he kept on checking with my man if it's correct, if he agrees with that information. So like when I said we flew from Dubai to Nairobi, he would ask him, is that correct? Yes. Do you have a ticket for this? Yes. Then he would turn to me and ask me, and then what did you do in Nairobi? And then I would tell him, and then he'd check with my man and say, is this correct as well? And my man would be like, yes. Do you have like a picture of this? And then my man would show him. That's what I mean. He kept on checking with my man. My man is like rolling his eyes, going like, yes, this is what happened, this is where we were, can we go now? Because white boy just wants to swim. Anyways, after explaining everything, he tells me, you're jet lagged, you're tired, and you're disoriented because of the journey. You've not had a break in the, like you were in Europe, then you went to Dubai, and then you thought of going back to Europe, but then you guys went to Kenya, to Nairobi, and then from Nairobi you went, like he said, there's so many means of transport here, flight, car, train, and this disorients your mind. So he started like explaining to me how the human mind works, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, memory, saved memories, and I'm like, are you telling me that I hallucinated? Because I've never hallucinated a day in my life. And then he's like, I think you did. I think you did. Are you on any medication? I'm like, no, I'm not taking any medication. And then he's like, are you sleeping good? I'm like, we were sleeping just fine. So the part he could not explain to me is why my man had woken up so dramatically at the exact same thing, saying the exact same thing, like I was saying that there was someone or something in the room. He's like, that's a coincidence. It's only a coincidence. He probably was dreaming. And I said, we both woke up like, and we were both freaked out. He's like, it's a coincidence. It's a coincidence. Guys, I've never been able, like, okay, I thanked him because, he did his best to like, explain using what he knows. The mind, disorientation, orientation, conscious mind, subconscious mind, and he made a lot of sense. And asking about if I were on any kind of medication, which I wasn't, and not even a cold medication, antibiotics, nothing. And my man accepted that explanation. I didn't fully accept it because you've not explained why we both felt the same thing. What are the odds? You've not explained why. There's just so much that I was left with hanging, and the feeling, the gut feeling, the sixth sense was telling me like something is amiss here. Like the rest of my vacation was just like, I was paranoid. I wasn't sleeping well, and I couldn't wait to leave. I mean, of course, I'm going to go back to Zanzibar. It's a beautiful island. I loved Tanzania. Maybe not that resort, maybe not that villa, maybe not that area even. Because I could swear I saw something. And I've never been fully able to understand or like explain my way around it. I don't know, maybe someone on the internet will watch this and have a better explanation than what the doctor had, because I did talk to someone else once we got back to Kenya, because before coming back to Europe, we passed by my country, Kenya. And the person said, have you ever heard of the Marine Kingdom? And so the person started explaining to me how how someone texted me, so now I have to stop the video. But the person started explaining to me how the spiritual world works, and that there's a whole kingdom in the marine world that has a lot of activities, and that is actually very powerful, and a lot of Christians know about it. So I don't know, I really do not know, but that's the story. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please consider subscribing to my new YouTube channel. We are at 80 subscribers. Let's make it 100 soon. And thank you so much for clicking play. Ciao.